And welcome to another special edition of Quad Radio as we have some great and exciting announcements to make here today. And the topic of discussion today, of course, the return of a former top GNCC XC1 ATV Pro, as well one GNCC XC1 Pro rider has got himself a new Yamaha and will begin training on that and looking forward to the new 2015 season aboard that brand. And we'll talk a little bit more with him coming up here in just a few moments. But right now, I want to say thanks to our good friends over at Impact Solutions, Jay Goebel and Big Steve Walker, and the folks over there taking good care of you from, the standpoint of Elka suspension service, and not only that, but your Maxxis tires. Just want to say thanks to those guys for being great supporters of Quad Radio and you, the listener, as well, as we welcome our first guest today, a former XC1 GNCC top ATV pro mechanic, and the guy that we're talking about is a very schooled mechanic in the field of the blue machine, and we're talking about Brock Booth as we welcome Brock back to Quad Radio and back to the GNCC Racing Nation. Brock?
Hey, Ronnie, how we doing this morning?
Doing great, buddy. Doing great. I know we got some big announcements to be making this weekend, but first and foremost, man, I just want to say welcome back to GNCC. I know it's been a season or so since you've been around, but that doesn't mean that you've been out of the racing realm. You've actually been pretty busy. Talk a little bit about that. I know the last we knew, you were working quite closely with Taylor Kaiser, man.
Yeah, we have been. Me and Taylor, after the 2012 GNCC season was over there at Loretta, it was a pretty exciting race to come down to the final there where we narrowly lost that race. Taylor did, and we were really excited and all that stuff. And going into 2013, we really didn't know what we were going to do. Had different things going on, but basically we come down and decided that we were going to chase the AMA National MAXC Championship for 2013, and we put together a good program. And Taylor was still in real good shape from running the nationals for as long as he did. And so anyway, we went into that with a pretty good effort, and we was able to pull out that championship in 2013, and we went back this year to defend that championship, and unfortunately just come up a little short. Taylor's been real busy working on the balanced derrick, and just the only time he ever got to ride was when we went to the races. So things just kind of drifted down, and we come up just a little short, and he decided that he was going to call it a career. So with that being said, we kind of left me out. What was I going to do with my future? And so and that's where we're at today, talking about this.
Yeah, no doubt, man. And what's really neat is the fact that as soon as this all went down, I think the wheels started turning for you, huh?
Yeah, it did. It kind of like I do. It was almost like when I started this with Brandon Balance. I was just kind of sitting around thinking about what I was going to do in the future, and who might be somebody if I did want to come back to being a mechanic for somebody or running programs, or if I wanted to continue doing that, who would I want to do that with? And as I looked down through there, Bryson Neale was the boy that come to my mind. So made contact with his dad, and they talked things over and got back with me. And it's been a little over a month now. We've been trying to put him a program together, and we're super pumped about what we've got going on here, and getting ready to contest this 2015 GNCC series.
Wow. So that's the big news that we've been waiting on. And that is the rider that we have with us, joining us in just a few moments. And I know that there's a lot of speculation going on with a lot of different folks right now. But man, Bryson Neale, welcome to Quad Radio as we welcome you here on a special announcement weekend, man. This is pretty big news for you, man, because you're making a pretty big investment as far as your career is concerned, in not only hiring on Brock as a mechanic and kind of a person to help run your program, but you're also making a brand switch, from what I understand. You're going from the Hondas, which you're so accustomed to the Yamaha.
Yes, indeed, Rodney. Ever since I was a kid, ever since I threw my leg over a four-wheeler, it's been a Honda all the way up until this point. And really, at the end of the season, we thought we was going to be on the same program, same bikes, the same machine, and we got a call from Brock Booth. And I tell you what, he's probably the only guy in the world right now that would tear us apart from a Honda. And I'm super excited. And yeah, I mean, it is a big brand switch, and everything that we practiced in our lives was learning everything about the Hondas and everything. We were kind of throwing that out the door, and I'm just ready for the exchange, and I'm super excited, and I can't wait.
No doubt. I don't doubt that a bit, man. I mean, I do have to scratch my head and wonder why, number one, and obviously you answered that question, but the next question I have is, I mean, what advantages do you think that you're going to have to making the switch to this Yamaha? I know that they've got a lot of support and stuff in the program. I mean, this is kind of like still a grassroots effort, so I assume you're probably not receiving much, if any, factory support at this point, right?
No, sir. This is just an effort put together for us this first year, and really the reason we made the switch is solely because of Brock Booth, for his impressive resume with Balance Racing Team, and I think put it on the record, I think there was no DNS and no mechanical failures coming exactly from him as a mechanic, knock on wood. But what the big thing for me is on the Hondas, we always struggle with our front end. The front end was always fighting me, getting thrown out of ruts in the corners, and we always struggle with that. I think a big factor and change is on the Yamaha. One, the front end we're going to be able to handle and corner a whole heck of a lot better. And number two, a big thing for me, Rodney, is that in the past, I have never got to train. I've never got to practice before races. I just showed up, went to the gym through the week, practiced, maybe once out of every 5 races, maybe one day before GNCC.
Jeez.
And that's going to be a big factor change, because before the Pennsylvania race this past year and Powerline Park and Ironman races, I started to do better. And I actually got to practice. And that's going to be a big change for us, because I'm going to finally get to practice, pretty much as much as I want throughout the week, and that's something I'm looking forward to.
Wow, man, this is a total commitment from you, yourself, your family, Brock. I mean, this is, you guys are really rolling the dice here, aren't you?
Yeah, we're all in, Rodney. We're super excited. I think it'll be here in about 2 weeks. We'll finally get to throw a leg over a Yamaha. And honestly, Rodney, I rode a Yamaha in the past, and instantly I never told anyone. But I kind of fell in love with it. But we were so religious with Hondas that's all we knew. That's kind of all it was for us. And to get this opportunity, it's mind blowing, and we're ready to do it.
Well, obviously, man, I agree with you and Brock's resume and so forth. And I think with your resume, it's a perfect fit, man. You guys can work together and make a program that is going to be out of this world. There's no doubt in my mind, especially with the year that you had. Let's talk a little bit about that. Yeah, you said your results were getting better and so forth, but we actually seen you riding on and landing on the podium, man. You look like there at one point, man, and a couple of points throughout the season, especially late in the season, that you were ready to start dicing it out with those guys and be a part of the top 3 or 4 or 5 guys up there, man. Be one of the factors for a win.
Yeah. The beginning of the year, we had rough patches for sure. It's kind of all on me, Rodney. Myself, my training, it just wasn't up to par with the level and the pace of the pro class. And I was sick of getting beat. I was sick of going to the races and getting, reaching top 10 between 6th and 10th. At heart, I'm a winner, and my dad's a winner. We don't put all of our money into this to show up and get beat like that. It took everything in my power to turn it around on just my training, my program, and really from day one to from day one at Florida all the way to Ironman, we never touched the shops. I mean, we never mess with anything, and I think that's going to be a big factor next year. Is we're going to get to really test and change a lot of things around and be actually prepared every time we show up for the national. And toward the end of the year this year, over the summer, I started winning local races. I went and rode with Adam McGill a lot, and Braden Henson came down to the house, him and Adam and Cody Collier, and we all had fun, and I started having a lot of fun toward the end, Rodney. And I think that's really all it's about. It's having fun, because as soon as I started having fun again, it seems like everything just started flowing. And whenever I showed up to Unadilla, it was just everything. There wasn't a big weight on my shoulders. I had fun. I ended up sixth that day with no rear brakes, and then the next race, we got a third place start and stayed there the whole race and got my first pro podium, and it just, I can't tell you the feeling that I felt that day. And I just want that feeling again and again and again. And power line, we ended up sixth. We was fourth on the last lap, clipped the tree, and Ironman, we finished out fifth overall, or fifth place in the pro class. And I just started training again, and we're about to throw a leg over Yamaha, and we're super excited, and I cannot wait for the 2015 season.
Wow, that's great, man. That is awesome, man. And one thing that you got to remember going through this, don't put too much pressure on yourself now because you've got it all laid out. Just remember, there could be some growing pains with a new program and everything, but hopefully it's all going to click and there won't be any looking back. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what I'm feeling, what I'm expecting out of the whole thing. Now, speaking of expecting, you said it's going to be a couple of weeks before you're going to get a chance to actually throw your leg over the machine and head down south. I'm going to ask you a question, and I'm going to ask Brock Booth the same exact question to see what you are expecting and what he is expecting, and just see how far off kilter you guys are. For some reason, I really feel that you're probably on the same page, but I just wonder, what are you expecting out of things here? I understand you're headed south right after the new year, right?
Yeah, we'll be heading south for a sorts race on December 28th, and then we're planning to stay down there for a whole week and then do the following sorts race. And really, that'll be our first full week on Yamaha. And really what I'm expecting out of it right now, just as soon as the gun fires, Rodney, is just try to just ease into it and have fun. And because it's going to be a big switch for sure. And I think the biggest thing for us right now is to have fun and just kind of ease into it. And don't put a lot of pressure on us. And I think by the time mid-January, February rolls around, hopefully we'll have everything dialed in, and we can really start to focus on pounding out laps every day in training and preparation for round one in Florida.
Right. So are you going to be doing that in January and February? Is that when you're going to be pounding laps down in Florida, or you got that whole time allotted for yourself?
Yes, sir. I think all of February, I'd like to be down in Florida, but in January we'll be up here at the house, and we'll be doing some of the Mid-South series and heading down to Kentucky riding and
right.
Florida for later.
Wow, sounds like a good plan. Now, Brock, on the other hand, now you from an experienced man, a team manager, a guy that's really orchestrating this program for this young up-and-comer here, what are your expectations and hopes out of the coming months and weeks?
Well, like you said, we are, basically we've had maybe just over a month since we decided to do this, to put this plan together. And we have some goals. The goals are going to take a lot of work. Where we want to be at the end of this year. So it's going to take a lot of work out of Bryson. It's going to take a lot of work out of me. I think, as you know, I'm not used to not doing well. So
yeah, no doubt.
When we hit that line in Florida, we're going to be serious, but like I said, we're also, along with that seriousness, kind of having fun. And because if we weren't here to have fun, then what, it would be a job, and we'd just be doing it, 9 to 5 every day. We'd be going to some factory or working somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
to do this as our enjoyment, but also we're more than serious about it. So we've got a lot of good sponsors that come on board to help us with this program, and we owe them every effort that we can put in to try to make this program a podium contender for sure for 2015. And we want to be on that podium, as much as possible, and try to move this program along. And like I say, there is going to be some learning curve for Bryson, getting used to Yamaha, getting used to the way that, him and his dad have been used to doing things, getting used to the way that I'm used to doing things. But I believe if we all put faith in the program, faith in the experience that I've gained over the years, mostly from working with, 9-time GNCC champion balance. I know he's taught me more than anybody about how to win. And, that's what I'm hoping to bring to Bryson's program is that experience that, not only from having a good bike under him, but the mentality of what it takes to run up front, how to train, how to do all these little things that it takes during the week so that you're ready to go on Saturday morning. So, we got a lot to accomplish, a lot to get done in the few months ahead of us here, but we're all pumped. We're very excited, and I can't say enough about this program that we've already put together. There's been a lot of good people that have been with me, that have been with Bryson, and we've brought them together and put together a really great effort for 2015.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and talk about it. Who are those folks that are stepping up? From what I understand, there's some pretty heavy hitters coming on board.
Like I say, Max Tires has been a big part of every program that I've ever been a part of, especially over the last couple of years with Taylor. And they're going to continue to be the major title sponsor for us in 2015. So this program is actually going to be called the Max's D-Mill Motorsports Machine. So that's what we're going to be calling this effort. We've got Hauser Racing is going to come on board with the suspension component source. Exit Shops are going to provide the shop source. Moose is going to be providing gear and keeping all the safety stuff that Bryson needs to stay looking good. And unfortunately, if he ever was to have to get off, keep him safe. Hyper Technologies is going to be providing our wheel source. Recluse is going to be providing clutch stuff for us. IMS is going to be handling the gas tank. Spider Graphics is going to be keeping everything looking sharp and looking really good. Sunstar Sprockets and Chains are going to be keeping the drivetrain going. Work Connections is going to be helping us out with tech purchases and all the little trinkets that make things look good. Brian Vasco over at Waynesburg Yamaha is going to be a major part of this effort. He's helping us out with different things and things coming out. Tire Blocks is going to be helping keep the flash away. Fuel Customs is part of the intake system. It's going to keep air flowing to this thing, and anti-gravity batteries is going to get us some really quick starts with good batteries. RJR Island Johnson Racing is going to be giving us front bumpers, so they're going to be looking good in the front end. DC Brakes is going to be doing the stopping. Outer Wires is going to be keeping all the components out of all the mud and all the grime out of the radiator for us and out of our shops with shock covers. Forwards Carbon is going to help us look good with hoods and seat covers. And got a new sponsor, WRP, is going to come on and be handling the handlebars for us. Vanilla Grill Racing is going to be helping us with protecting our belly hands and our sprockets with their guard systems. F&F Racing is back with us. They're going to be handling the exhaust. Lone Star is going to be helping us with axles and spindles. Cog Sport is a sponsor of Bryson's. It's a part of his nutrition program. They're really helping him with his training and getting all that stuff so that he's ready to go come race day and his body's ready to go. And Atlas Next Braces are going to be keeping that neck from getting broke. So hopefully we won't have too many get-offs with this good suspension and stuff we're going to have. But if he was to have a issue, that'll be taking care of that. And Vortex Ignitions is finally going to be helping us out with ECUs. so we keep this thing firing and the fuel management right. And we've got some other sponsors that we're still working on, but they weren't ready to go as of today. So, but we've got a really good package put together, and like I say, we're very excited about this 2015.
Wow, man, that program sounds pretty rock solid. That's pretty impressive, and I got to tell you, B. Neale, you have got to just be beside yourself right now, seeing what you've got laid out before you right now, man.
Oh man,
I'm super excited.
Yeah, I can imagine. Well, I tell you what, guys, I'm going to wrap things up, but I just want to get a parting shot from Bryson. Tell me a little bit about what this all means to you, man, and any parting shots or words of wisdom you want to pass along.
Rodney, this means the world to me. I mean, I can't tell you how excited I am for this season. I mean, I'm more ready to go racing right now than I was when I was a little kid. And, I mean, with this program we're putting together, I'm already feeling confident, and I just started training again real hard. And, whenever it comes Florida on day one of this long road we have ahead of us, we're going to be ready, and we're going to give it all we got.
I believe every word of it, man. I do. I most certainly do. And I'm excited to see what you're going to be able to perform. You'll only be a sophomore, right?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Wow, man. Big things ahead of you, man. That you did a great job this year. Congratulations to you. And Brock, any parting shots or words of wisdom that you might want to pass along?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I want to thank Bryson and his dad, Chris, and his mom, Stephanie. They've welcomed me in with open arms. It's just been a good match from the get-go here. Everything's just kind of falling into place here, and I can't thank them enough for giving me an opportunity to come back to the Nationals and once again to prove ourselves. I feel like we're maybe going to be a little underdogs going in, but I think that by the time the year's in, people are going to will open a lot of people's eyes to what this program can do. And, we're super excited. Like I say, Bryson's a good kid. I'm looking forward to working with him. I think he's going to do good things this year because I know he's got the drive and the heart more than anything. He wants to win. He wants to be up front, and that's what it takes. There's lots of guys that are just out there riding around just having fun. Bryson's there to win. So, And that's what it takes to do well, and that's what we're looking forward to.
Well, I'll tell you what, man, I think it's a perfect union, a perfect match, and I think you guys are looking for huge success in the future. And I really want to say thanks to you guys for allowing Quad Radio to be the one to make this announcement, and really appreciate the time that you guys have given us here today.
Thank you very much, Rodney.
Well, that'll do it.
Thanks a lot. You've been good there.
Well, you guys, it means a lot to, like I say, just to be able to make this announcement. And again, that's Brock Bruth. Welcome back to the GNCC Racing Nation, and good luck. And I hope great things for you, Bryson Neale, in your new endeavors with Brock. I'm Rodney Tomlin. This is Quad Radio.